The war to end all wars is at hand. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the inspiration for this video comes from a statement that Apostle Tahar made in his video right here, which he have done, called "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war." And that he said that World War III is the war to end all wars. And you know, this is a very true statement, because you know, the so-called elites, they have it in the back of their mind that after World War III, after the nuclear war, they're going to rise up from the ashes as these, you know, as the phoenix that rise from the ashes, right? Because you know, the phoenix is you know, that's one of their most favorite birds. So you know, they believe that, you know, after the nuclear destruction, you know, that's going to be the end all be all, and you know, they're just going to rise from the ashes as these phoenix and be the new rulers of the world to come. You know, but you know, one thing they don't take into consideration is Job, the 20th chapter. You know, because the Most High is not about to just let these devils get away with mass murder, because ultimately we know who is well, on the left hand side, we know who is orchestrating this World War III. And it is the so-called elites who are doing it. That's why they have America provoking Russia, pushing Russia's buttons. You know, they have Russia and the U.S. going back and forth with each other. They have, you know, America intervening with Ukraine. And not to mention the United States. They have troops currently stationed, and I'm talking about the United States. They currently have 50,000 troops stationed in Iran. Okay, you can look this up for yourself. All you have to do is go to Google and type in how many soldiers do the United States have stationed in Iran, and they'll tell you 50,000. And the United States is supposed to be stationing another 13,000, or I believe over 13,000. So even as I speak, the United States, they have troops stationed in Iran. So it's only a matter of time before the so-called Israelis, you know, they step in, right? And then they make a move in Iran, because okay, presuming to the book of Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 45, the least of the flock, which are the so-called Israelis, they're going to get this thing popping. Meaning when they attack Iran, they're going to cause the United States of America to get involved with their confrontation against them. Thus, causing Russia to step in, because Russia has interest in invested in Iran. And once that interest is threatened by a superpower such as the United States of America, they're going to step in and they're going to deliberately attack United States soldiers down there. Okay? And then NATO's going to step in, because the United States of American soldiers are going to be getting slaughtered down there. And just like that, you're going to have a mandatory draft going on. People is going to be forcibly drafted into this war against, Russia. And then, just like that, China's going to step in, because they are an ally of Russia. North Korea is going to step in, because they are an ally of Russia. Germany is going to step in, because they are an ally of the U.S. Ukraine is going to step in, because they're on the United States side. And just like that, you're going to have this war, this war with the world's superpowers involved. Libya is going to be involved. Libya is going to step in. Iran is going to be, over there fighting. Well, Iran is going to be the main target. They're going to be, not the main target. Iran is going to be the main place where this war is going to take place at. Well, Salakia, let me rephrase that. The Valley of Harmageddon, or not the Valley of Harmageddon, but over there in the Middle East, where in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, that's where the war is going to mainly take place at. So, hey, the Lord's going to get this war on and cracking. And in the midst of that war, which is going to start off as a war fought with, ground troops, tanks, MRAPs, stealth jets, stealth choppers, drones, warplanes, war jets, warships, because there's also going to be wars happening in the seas too. In the naval seas, there's going to be wars happening there too. So there's going to be wars happening amongst the warships, and during that war, the war is going to escalate into a nuclear war, because Russia is going to be fed up with the United States, and they're going to launch their intercontinental ballistic missiles on the United States of America. And matter of fact, because right now the United States of America, they currently have China as an ally, but according to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 7, all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the borders. Right? When you look up that word confederacy, it means alliance. So all of the United States of America's alliance, is going to turn on them. So China is going to turn on the United States. South Korea, which is also an ally of the United States, they're going to turn on the United States of America. Germany, which is an ally of the United States, they're going to turn on the United States of America. Turkey is currently an ally of Russia, so they're going to be on Russia's side when World War III breaks out. Japan is going to turn on the United States of America, because they're going to see that America is the main problem of the whole earth. Some of these Arabian countries are allies of America. They're going to turn on the United States of America when World War III break out. NATO is going to turn on the United States of America, because they're going to see that America is the main source of their problem, especially with this gas crisis that's going on in Europe, the oil crisis that's going on in Europe, the energy crisis that's going on in Europe. NATO is going to see that the United States of America is the main source of their problem. And guess what? They're going to side with Russia. And they're going to shoot their intercontinental ballistic missiles on the United States of America. Okay, and the United States of America, we know that they're going to be the main target of this nuclear war, because in the book of Revelation, it tells you that that this country is going to be hit with 200 million missiles. 200 million missiles. So So you know, this country is going to be the main target of the nuclear war, but those so-called Israelis, they're going to be targeted during the nuclear war as well. Okay, so they're not exempt from judgment. Now, with that being said, so these so-called elites, they have the attitude of, after they get this after they get this war started, right? They have this attitude of they're going to rise from the ashes and become the new rulers of this planet. However, you better take good heed to know what Job said in the book of Job, the 20th chapter. Okay, Job chapter 20 verse 22, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits, which the word straits means danger or dangerous. So these so-called elites, they're going to be in danger. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you look up that word wicked, it goes back to laborers. Okay, who are the laborers? The Israelites. Okay. So when well, I'm gonna just keep on reading because it's going to describe it to you. Okay, when he, the so-called elites, who call themselves global elites, and they're not, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So the fury of the Lord's wrath is going to be what? Yahweh Shai. So when these devils think that they're about to rise up from the ashes and become the new rulers of this planet, the Heavenly Father is going to throw a monkey wrench in your plans. He's going to send his son Yahweh Shai back. Okay? Okay? Because around the time when those intercontinental ballistic missiles are shut off, Yahweh Shai is going to return right around that time. Right when those intercontinental ballistic missiles are shut off, Yahweh Shai is going to make his grand return right around those times. Because the scriptures tell you in 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, where it says, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. That's the elect. So around the time when those intercontinental ballistic missiles are shut off and they're getting ready to strike ground zero, Yahweh Shai is going to be he's going to be beaming up his elect men. Okay. Okay, he's going to command his angels, and his angels are going to go forth and beam up the members of the elect from the devastation and the explosion of those intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? So while you devils are eating, you know, the Lord is going to send His Son back while those intercontinental ballistic missiles are on their way to the United States of America, and also on other parts of the country around the globe, because the United States of America and the land of Israel, they're not going to be the only countries hit by intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay? All right, we must also take into consideration that you know, that China, parts of China, or may I say parts of Asia, is going to be hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, parts of the Middle East is going to be hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, parts of Europe is going to be hit with intercontinental ballistic missiles. And this is all going to be judgment coming from the Lord, especially upon those that have the CHIP, the device as small as a grain of rice, which is the MOTB. So it says he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Okay, it is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, and the body is talking about the silos in which those missiles are going to be shot out of. Yea, the glittering sword, right? Because you know the plates, the type of iron that they use on these intercontinental ballistic missiles is shiny. So when they're flying through the sky, and you know the sun is glittering on them, they're gonna be shiny. Okay, and that's not the only thing that makes them shiny. Okay, the fire that's going to be propelling these intercontinental ballistic missiles, it's going to have these missiles looking like shooting stars. Okay, so that's why Job described them as glittering swords. It says, yea, glittering swords cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. So, you know, you so-called elites, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna fulfill your NWO. You're not gonna succeed in it, okay? You know, and as a matter of fact, you know, you're going to be afraid to come out of them bunkers, especially after seeing Yahushua return with Michael and the innumerable angels. You're going to be terrified. Then you're going to know that a prophet, like it tells you in Ezekiel the 33rd chapter, then you're going to know that a prophet had been among you. Okay, Ezekiel 33 verse 33. Okay, and you're going to be terrified because you already know what's going to come next, man. Once Yahweh's elect men get beamed up into those chariots, and you already know what's going to come next. They're going to come back down from those chariots after receiving those glorious crowns as New Jerusalem. And then that's when you're going to pee on yourself. Because then you're going to see a bunch of angry Israelites, and they're going to have super pissed looks on their face, and they're going to be flying throughout the earth, wrecking shop, causing havoc, looking for you rats, which we already gonna know where you're at. You know, I mean, let me humble myself. I mean, Lord's will, I'm of the elect. No, I'm not saying I'm of the elect, but I'm hoping to be of the elect. Because Lord's will, if I'm of the elect, you know, hey, the Lord's elected, they're gonna be going throughout the earth, you know, which they're gonna know where you devils are at, but you know, The Lord is going to let His elect men have fun with that spiritual power. You know, the Lord's elect is going to be zapping militaries with lightning coming out of their hands, teleporting, turning their missiles to dust, blocking bullets, catching bullets with two fingers, with their first finger and their thumb, catching bullets with their teeth, deflecting bullets back to their to their shooters, making fire and lightning and stones rain from heaven. Turning the air into making the air as the waters in outer space, making these soldiers suffocate. And then once we take care of your military, then we're gonna go looking for you devils. And we're already gonna know where you're at. Okay? The Lord's elect is gonna have the ability to see through walls. Lord's will, I'm of the elect. Lord's will, okay? The Lord's elect is gonna have the ability to see through objects. They're gonna have supervision. They're gonna have the capability of going through walls like spirits. Being able to go through objects. So yeah, you devils are in trouble, man. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 14. This used to be one of the scriptures I used to bring out all the time when I used to first go out on the highways and hedges. I used to love bringing this out. Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. Okay, and Babylon is the United States of America. Okay, all ye that bend the bow. What is the bow talking about? The silos in which the missiles sit in. Shoot at her, spare no arrows. Okay, the arrows is a metaphor for intercontinental ballistic missiles. For she, right, which proves that Babylon is America. Because America is the feminine way of saying Amerigo, which that's where you get America from. Amerigo Vespucci. America is the feminine way of saying Amerigo Vespucci. Okay, now in the book of Revelation, the 17th chapter, Babylon, which is the United States of America, is referred to as the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, multitudes, tongues, and nations. So we know that the she here is talking about the United States of America, which is known as Babylon the Great in the Holy Scriptures. For she have sinned against the Lord. And this is the most proud country on the planet. So now, let's go up here, right? Because Jeremiah chapter 50 verse 14 is alluding to what? Well, not alluding, but Jeremiah, the chapter 50 verse 14 is talking about what? World War III, okay? And there's a lot of scriptures pertaining to World War III in the Holy Scriptures, but I'm going to just bring out a few, to show you that World War III is the war. It's going to be the war to end all wars. Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that land and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me. And who's rising up against the Lord? The 2/3 of our people, as well as these heathens. And a matter of fact, the brother from GMS Awakening 144, the end, he did a video on how, Esau Edom is about to start cracking down on hate speech. Okay, he's about to start cracking down on hate speech, in which he made a statement in a video that you know, people see the truth as being hateful because deep down inside they really hate the truth, which Yahushua is the truth. Now in the book of Matthew, what did Yahushua say? He said, "Blessed are they which shall not be offended in him." So if you're offended in Yahushua, then you're not blessed. And ultimately, if you're offended in Yahushua, it's because you hate Yahushua. You hate Yahushua, who is the truth. So because these people hate the truth, many complaints is going out to YouTube. You got to do something about these Hebrew Israelites. So guess what? Now we got the heads of these social media platforms, in which the head of the social media platform YouTube is attending the meeting, in which they about to start doing some twisted stuff to their algorithms, making it not possible to upload videos speaking on the truth of the Holy Scriptures. So the famine of the word is coming. So anybody who is against Yahushua, these are the same people who are rising up against the Lord, Yahweh, because the Most High is the one who sent Yahushua, in which Yahushua is speaking through the mouth of his holy prophets, like it tells you in Luke chapter 1 verse 70. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind." And what is that? Where's that destroying wind going to come from? Intercontinental ballistic missiles. It says, "And I will send unto Babylon fanners," which a fan increases the rate at which the flame spreads. Okay? Because a fan emits what? Air, wind. So when you blow upon a fire, it increases the intensity of the fire, and it causes the fire to spread more quicker, more rapidly. So, and I will send it to Babylon fanners, because when this country is hit by intercontinental ballistic missiles, the fire is going to spread like wildfire, and that shall fan her and shall empty her land. Okay, and that's according to Isaiah the 13th chapter and the 19th verse on down. "For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." Now let's skip down to the 11th verse. It says, "Make bright the arrows." The arrows are talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles. "Gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the king of the Medes." The modern day Medes today are the Russians. Okay, and a matter of fact, when you look up the area where the ancient Persian and the Medes were settled at, you will come to realize that it's in the same area where Russia is at today. Okay, so the Russians are the modern day Persian and the Medes. Even though back in the ancient world, the ancient Persian and the Medes were the ancient Persian and the Medes are East Indians, but in today's time, the modern day Medes are the Russians. Okay, because when you put two and two together, right? Back in the ancient world, who was known for taking down the ancient Babylonians, the ancient Assyrians? It was the Persian and the Medes. Okay, so who's the main country of whom the Lord is going to use to take down the modern day Babylonians, which is the United States of America? The Russians. So the Lord is going to use the Russians to take down the Lord is going to use the Russians to take down modern day Babylon, which is the United States of America. Which is the United States of America. For his device, which are them arrows, is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Speaking of a device, right? Let's go to Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith." The modern day smith today is talking about who? It's talking about your scientists. Back in the ancient world, the smith was known for making weapons of warfare. In today's time, the modern day smith who makes weapons of warfare are these different scientists and these different gunsmiths. Okay, because there's two different types of smiths. You got the gunsmiths, and then you got the scientists who specialize in splitting atoms, which that started with Albert Einstein. I mean, the Lord gave him that knowledge, though, on the left hand side. So ultimately, Edom could bring about his own destruction. Okay, but the modern day smiths today would be the gunsmiths who specialize in making guns, such as DARPA. They specialize in making guns and exoskeleton suits. Super intelligent AIs, such as robots that know how to carry guns, lead other robots. Communicate with other robots, open doors. Jump over obstacles. Know how to get back up after being knocked down. And then you got your scientists who specialize in making weapons of mass destruction, like bombs, missiles, dynamites, grenades, atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs, supersonic missiles, and nuclear bombs, which are carried by intercontinental ballistic missiles, submarines, or warplanes. So Isaiah 54 verse 16 says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Right, and what is a waster? A waster is something that wastes. When you look into Esau's name, he's not called wasted away for no reason, okay? Of course, he that is wasted away is going to create the waster to destroy. But okay, the last one is going to be Isaiah chapter 34. I'll just start at, let's see here. Okay, so Isaiah chapter 34 verse 3, "Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved." Okay, and what's going to dissolve the elements around us? Presuming to 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 11, I believe, where it says the elements shall be melted with fervent heat. What's going to be where's that fervent heat going to come from that's going to be hot enough to melt metal and steel and plastic and everything you see around you, including your skin, your eye sockets, your tongue? What's going to be hot enough to melt everything over here on the soils of America? Those intercontinental ballistic missiles. It says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." Because when Isaiah saw this nuclear catastrophe that was taking place on the earth, right? What did he see? He saw the explosion of a nuclear warhead from a sky view. Because otherwise he wouldn't be able to describe it as the skies rolling together as a scroll. Because when you look at a mushroom cloud from a sky view, it literally looks like you know, when you see the smoke and the debris from a nuclear warhead, you know, from the explosion of a nuclear warhead expanding out. When you look at it from a sky view, it literally looks like the sky is rolling together as a scroll because of the smoke. You know, because when you see the smoke rolling out, you literally see the smoke rolling outwards in one big circle as a mushroom cloud. And it literally looks like the sky is rolling together as a scroll. Okay? And he probably saw it from a ground view too. It says, and all their host shall fall down, the host meaning the army, the military, as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a fig, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. Verse 5, it says, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. So it says that the sword of the Lord shall be bathed in heaven. Because when you look at an intercontinental ballistic missile and how it operates, when it shoots off, it starts off shooting upward towards the sky. And once it reaches, you know, above the sky, up into the above the atmosphere, below the ozone layer of the earth, what it does is that it travels around the globe, just like satellites do. It travels around the globe while being propelled by fire. And once they reach their designated targets, you know, the fire stops propelling the missile, and the gravity from the earth pulls the intercontinental ballistic missile back down towards the planet. Okay? Well, I can't really say for sure if the fire stops propelling the missile, but the point is that once the intercontinental ballistic missile reaches its designated target, it heads back down towards the earth. Rather, if the fire is propelling it towards the earth or not, you know, the intercontinental ballistic missile heads back down towards the earth, towards its designated target. The capsule to the head of the intercontinental ballistic missile comes off, and with that, you have multiple nuclear warheads falling out of the intercontinental ballistic missile, in which when these intercontinental ballistic nuclear warheads hit ground zero, they explode. Boom! And they say that each intercontinental ballistic missile can carry up to hundreds of nuclear warheads. So, when it says that the Lord's sword shall be bathed in heaven, it's talking about intercontinental ballistic missiles. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. Now, let's go to Zechariah chapter 14 and start at 1. Okay. So Zechariah chapter 14 verse 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And how's their flesh going to consume away? That's going to be through those intercontinental ballistic missiles. through the explosion of nuclear warheads, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes inside your eyes is going to melt away inside your eye sockets from the intense heat of the explosion of these nuclear warheads, and their tongues shall melt away in their mouth. We picture that your eyes are on fire, your tongue is on fire, and you're still alive down here, feeling the heat. Man, oh man, that's going to be a terrible day. But with that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.